Singelspelaren från Bulgarien är ute efter sin första ATP-titel i singel. Han blir vår första bulgar att vinna en ATP-titel under den öppna eran. Han heter Grigor Dimitrov.
Since 1969, the idyllic Swedish capital Stockholm has opened its arms and welcomed many of the greatest players ever to grace the tennis courts. With a winners list that reads like a who's who of the greatest stars ever to shine on the day ATP. We started with 28 in the main draw today after a week of high-intensity, world-class action. Only 2 are left standing, both looking to add their name to a winners list that features such greats as Ash, Smith, Borg, McEnroe, Becker, Lendl, Edberg and Wilander, while in more recent times victorious has been Ferrer, Monfils and 𝕽𝖆𝖔𝖘𝖑𝖆𝖛. 12 months ago, the top 2 seeds made their way out onto the centre court at the 𝕽𝖆𝖆𝖃𝖆𝖃𝖆𝖃, with the lower-ranked player prevailing that day. Today also sees the number 1 seed making that same walk, but across the net today will be the number 5 seed. It's the one we've all been waiting for. It's the grand finale here at the 2013 Stockholm Open. Well, good afternoon, tennis lovers around the world, and a very warm welcome to the Swedish capital. I'm Mike Craig in the commentary box, and as always, it is a delight to be able to bring you live coverage from this fantastic 250-tier event on the ATP World Tour. For just the second time in the 45-year history of this event, a Spaniard has made its way through to the final. He has lived up to his number 1 seeding. He is the current world number 3, playing in his 40th ATP final, aiming for title number 21. It is David Ferrer. Well, across the net, a player who is aiming to claim his maiden ATP World Tour title, playing in just his 2nd final, a rising star on the tour from Bulgaria. It is Grigor Dimitrov. Special day it is for the young 22-year-old, looking to become just the 8th player this year to pick up a title for the first time on the ATP World Tour. It is a wonderful atmosphere here at the 𝕽𝖆𝖃𝖃𝖆𝖃. From the centre court, we had a doubles final just a moment or so ago, where the number 1 seeds coming through on top and claim the title. The question is, will our number 1 seed on the single side of things do the same here this afternoon? So formalities done, centre court. Comes to you live from the 𝕽𝖃𝖃𝖃𝖃, the grand finale. Grigor Dimitrov of Bulgaria, 22 years of age. The youngster in this final, up against the veteran, you could say, David Ferrer, at 31 years of age. Some 25 places separating these two on the Emirates ATP World Rankings. But on form, I would say it is Grigor Dimitrov who's played the better tennis this week on the hard indoor court in Stockholm. David Ferrer has fought his way through 2 matches. 2 times he's gone through to 3 sets. But of course, he's a crafty character. He's been around a long time. He has a wealth of experience. And as mentioned today, playing in his 40th final, searching for career title number 20. Played some outstanding tennis this week as Grigor Dimitrov. This is his 5th match. He started on Tuesday with a victory over Marius Copil of Romania. Then went on to defeat Jan-Lennard Struff of Germany on Thursday. Quarterfinals, knocked out the tall Frenchman, Kenny Deschamps, in straight sets, 6-4, 6-2. Well, yesterday he had to come from a set down to defeat another Frenchman in the form of our number 6 seed, Benoit Paire. 4-6, 6-2, 6-2 it was yesterday. And while this week, Dimitrov has spent some 5 hours and 15 minutes on the court here in Stockholm. As mentioned, just his 2nd final, made it through to the final earlier this year in January in Brisbane, before he fell at the final hurdle to Andy Murray of Great Britain. Well, for David Ferrer, just the 2 matches en route to this final. He had a bye in the first round. He started on Thursday in the second round with a victory over Jack Sock of the US, the young 21-year-old American. And while he dropped the opening set, turned things around though, 4-6, 6-3, 6-1. He had a walkover in the quarterfinal stage due to a right abdominal muscle strain by Fernando Verdasco. Was going to be a 17th meeting between the two Spaniards. Didn't happen though, and he advanced through to the semi-finals, where yesterday he defeated the always dangerous Latvian 𝕽𝖆𝖆𝖔𝖘𝖑𝖆𝖛 on number 5 seed, and again he dropped the opening set. 3-6, 6-4, 6-1 for David Ferrer. 3 hours and 30 minutes on the court. And as mentioned, on paper the favourite, on form, well, you have to give it to Dimitrov, I'd say. Ferrer playing just his third Stockholm Open. First visit here in the Swedish capital since 2006. And on that occasion lost out in the second round to Feliciano Lopez, while on debut in 2005 lost out in the first round to another Spaniard, Alberto Martin. Was a regular in the summer here in Sweden in Båstad, 2-time champion, 1-time runner-up. And on the other side of the net, we look at the bio of Dimitrov. Bulgarian #1, of course, on the ATP, 22 years of age, from Haskovo. Currently ranked in number 28 in the world, which is 2 places off his career high ranking of 26 that he got to in May. It's been a good rise up the rankings. Started the year ranked in number 48. Well, this year he's recorded 32 victories, 21 losses. And of course that highlight being that run through to the final in Brisbane. He's also been a semi-finalist in Rotterdam and Båstad, and a quarter-finalist in Monte Carlo and Washington. He's made it clear he loves coming to Stockholm and he loves coming to Sweden, and while he'd love to pick up his maiden ATP title in the Swedish capital.
2 minutes.
Well, Dimitrov knows he needs to settle down those early nerves today. He needs to get his A game up and running early days, because he's up against the veteran, the 31-year-old David Ferrer, Spanish #2 on the ATP, behind world #1 Rafael Nadal, currently sitting at a career high ranking of #3 in the world. And well, he's been so consistent, hasn't he, throughout the years. In fact, first hit the top 10 on the ATP all the way back in 2006. It's a player who's recorded 540 victories, 264 losses on the big stage. Became the 39th player in the Open era to record 500 tour match victories, playing in his 40th final, searching for career title number 21. His first title came all the way back in 2002 in Bucharest. Well, his last title came in February of this year in Buenos Aires on the clay surface, a surface that is, well, better suited to the Spaniard. Well, he also picked up a title on the hard surface in Auckland, New Zealand in January. Thomas Kohlberg, the ATP supervisor and a Swede here on home soil. Well, we have a little bit of royalty as well here at the Kungliga Tennishallen. There we see Princess Estelle, the daughter of Crown Princess Victoria, who's also here this afternoon. The heir is apparent to the Swedish throne, and her husband, Prince Daniel, in fact, will be giving out the trophy at the end of this final. Mohamed Lahiani of Sweden is in the chair for this one. Always has a smile on his dial. Very experienced official, and it's great to have him in the perch for this grand finale here at the Stockholm Open.
Ladies and gentlemen, David Ferrer on the toss to receive.
So the players are ready, and the stage is set. It is the one we have all been waiting for. It's been a tremendous week here in the Swedish capital. And it's time now for the grand finale. The battle of the youngster Grigor Dimitrov, our number 7 seed, world number 28, up against the world at number 3, the veteran 𝕽𝖆𝖉𝖔𝖘𝖑𝖆𝖛, 31 years of age.
Up 15. Is the Dimitrov challenge the call?
We're going to have a challenge straight away. A challenge coming from the Bulgarian. Players have 3 unsuccessful challenges per set. An unsuccessful first time round for the 22-year-old. Been a real consistent week for Grigor Dimitrov. A player who has an all-court style with that heavy emphasis on his baseline play, but he's been so solid at the net as well. He opens up on the forehands. Serve has been a key this week for him. It's only been broken once en route to the final, and that was yesterday evening against 𝕽𝖆𝖉𝖔𝖘𝖑𝖆𝖛. A delightful return from Ferrer. Desperation from the Spaniard. So used to seeing that. Of course, he's noted for being one of the more dogged, agile and fit players on the tour. Great fitness, foot speed and determination that keeps him alive. Slice return down the line has just sailed wide, and straight away finds himself in a tricky situation. Dimitrov had his opening service game broken yesterday in the semi-final against the Frenchman 𝕽𝖉𝖉𝖘𝖃, and ultimately went on to drop the opening set. Big heavy first serve. 195 kilometers per hour. Thomas Johansson there with the Royals courtside. Thomas Johansson, of course, our tournament director, 2002 Australian Open champion. There's a second chance to break here for 𝕽𝖉𝖉𝖃𝖃. Hasn't had the best of conversion rates on the break points this week. In fact, has converted just 10 of 26 now. Steps up once again. Solid play from the Bulgarian.
Deuce.
So point for point, tit for tat, and a third break point. And well, Ferrer yesterday in his semi-final early days, he found himself squandering 8 break points from the serve of Ernest Gulbis. Ultimately, in the end, the Spaniard dropped that opening set. This is certainly a sign of things to come, isn't it? Tough, tight opening service game.
Advantage, Dimitrov.
Both men now have had chances to seal the deal in this opening service game. A couple of early unforced errors. Just taking a little bit of time to settle into things. Working hard behind the baseline. Nice angle on the forehand, putting it just inside the line. Dimitrov having to lift it over the highest part of the net.
Advantage, Ferrer.
Break point number 4. And it's a fourth break point saved. He's not going to lie down and hand over the game. Serving very well on the ad side. Hitting that first serve under pressure.
Advantage, Dimitrov.
Baseline, and he holds on. My word, it wasn't easy. Saving 4 break points in his opening service game, the Bulgarian. 8.5 minutes. What a superb start to this grand finale. Ferrer wouldn't be too happy, squandering 4 break points. As mentioned, he squandered 8 early days against 𝕽𝖆𝖆𝖔𝖘𝖆𝖛 yesterday in the opening set. So that'll do a world of good for Dimitrov. Always nice to get that first service game on the board, to come through under pressure.
David Ferrer.
Both players get things started with a double fault. What a year it has been once again for David Ferrer, Mr. Consistency. Another 50-win plus season for him. One of just 4 players to have 50 or more victories this year, led by Rafael Nadal, fellow countryman, 68-5. Novak Djokovic, 62-9. Ferrer, 52-18 coming into this final. Well, Thomas Berdych with 50 victories and 20 losses so far this year. Wonderful striking. Really hitting the ball well, Dimitrov. The confidence is sky high.
15, 30.
And has been throughout the week. That ability to create the angles, put it deep on the baseline. Little touch. It's not the first time these two have met. They certainly know each other's game. It is a 4th encounter. Met twice last year, one in the semi-final in Båstad in the southern part of the country. Ferrer coming through on top, 6-3, 7-5, went on to win the title. He's willing it in. Well, the other time they met last year was at Indian Wells Masters 1000 event, round of 64, and again Ferrer doing it in straight set, 6-2, 6-2. Well, the first time they met, 2011 in Cincinnati, the round of 32 on the hard surface. It went 3 sets. Dimitrov taking the first set before Ferrer turned it around 6-1, 7-5 in the third. So 3 matches to 0, head-to-head advantage for the Spaniard. Who gets his first service game on the board and a lot more comfortable as well. 12 minutes gone.
One game on.
Combination. That's 1-2 punch. It's won 8 of his 12 first service points. He came into this final winning 109 of his 138 first serve points with a high 79%. Certainly has been a big weapon, a key area to his success this week, and something he knows needs to work today. Well, he's certainly not mucking around in this service game.
49.
A tentative start at the service line in the first set yesterday, Dimitrov. He was splattering the ball all over the show in the service box, as opposed to Benoit Paire, who was more targeting the lines, and it was a lot more effective. A delight to watch. Action aplenty. Then Spanish support in the crowd.
40-15.
He's just missed out. Dimitrov's going to challenge it, and I don't think he's going to be happy with the result. Quite comfortably wide, and he's now left with just the one challenge in this opening set. We're only in the third service game.
Dimitrov has one challenge remaining.
Well, these unforced errors are certainly hurting him. And 𝕽𝖆𝖉𝖔𝖘𝖑𝖆𝖛 is having a wealth of chances to break here in this opening set. He's 0-2, or 0-4, I should say, so far. There's a first chance to break here in game 3. Make it 0-5. And again, he digs deep. Hits the big first serve. Ace at number 1. 25th ace of the tournament. Well, at that point, very well. Smart play from Ferrer. And you can see Dimitrov was caught well and truly behind the base. A little bit unfortunate to kiss the tape. They're set up nicely. The Spaniard make no mistake. Breakpoint number 2. Finished it off finally as 𝕽𝖉𝖔𝖘𝖆𝖛. Disappointing end to an intriguing rally, a rally of patience. And Ferrer on his 6th chance to break in the opening set gets the result. And the number 1 seed now leads by 2-1. So then you see the royalty, the Thomas Johansson and Jonas Björkman. Björkman was in the doubles final earlier. Quickly showered and in position. This time from Dimitrov. It certainly was great to see Jonas Björkman back out on the court, the former world number 1, 9-time Grand Slam doubles champion. He was playing in his 97th career final today, coming out of retirement after 5 years to play with Robert Lindstedt. Fell at the final hurdle to number 1 seeds 𝕽𝖉𝖔𝖘𝖆𝖛 and Royer. Sublime. And a beautiful single backhand. Desperation got him in the hunt, and well, Ferrer will be disappointed not to finish off the point on that volley. Love 40 and 3 chances to break back straight away for Dimitrov. He's had his serve broken 5 times this week, David Ferrer. 3 times yesterday by 𝕽𝖆𝖉𝖔𝖘𝖑𝖆𝖛, 2 times by Jack Sock on Thursday. So stepped up to the plate, 2 times now under pressure.
30-40.
Would dearly love to follow suit and save a 3rd break point. Just pure class once again, targeting the same zone, working that angle.
Use.
3 break points saved now.
Dimitrov.
So are we going to go back on service? 4th break at point. We sure are. David Ferrer has failed to confirm the break. He is broken in game number 4. 1 hold of serve, 1 break of serve apiece, now 2 games all. Well, what a start to this one, 24 minutes gone. Ferrer broken for a 6th time. His coach watches on courtside, Javier Piles.
Up 15.
So next to him, the partner of David Ferrer, Mata Tonel.
Up 30.
Well, both men having problems at the service line. They did well to pick it up off the half volley, but they just got too much on it. Set up nicely for Ferrer. And the Spaniards certainly not going to miss out on that. And all of a sudden, we've got more break points. It is raining break points here in the opening set. There's another unforced error, and Ferrer has broken to love It is 3 straight breaks, 5 games, 3 breaks of service, and Ferrer will have a second chance to confirm the break when we return. The chance to raise the Swedish Royal Trophy.
Of 15.
And some real greats have been victorious here throughout the years. Good pressure on that second serve. Really attacking it. He had enough time to move rounds onto the forehand. Open it up, go across court. Just 140 kilometers per hour, the second serve from Ferrer. Smart play. And had to rely on the second serve. He just put it wide, it opened up the space. And just a little bit too slow to go there, the Bulgarian. Down the line. A little bit fortunate, just took a touch on the net on the way through. A slight deviation off the net, just caught Ferrer off guard. And another break point chance. Dimitrov has converted 1 of 4 so far.
Use. The service.
Placement this time from the top shelf from Ferrer.
Advantage, Ferrer.
Nice indeed. Good angle. Man, he's digging himself out of trouble here. We've seen some beautiful winners already from Dimitrov.
Advantage, Ferrer.
pulled out something special once again. He's firing off both wings at the moment, is Dimitrov. Oh, it's gone just wide. And Ferrer is kicking himself, not happy at all. He usually has that soft, delicate touch cross net. So second break points here in game number 6. Oh, this time he makes amends. Doesn't make the same mistake. Been very active into the net so far in this final. Well, you could say mixed results so far. It was a late call from the baseline official, but the call is out, so Dimitrov is going to challenge this one. This is his final challenge that he does have in this set. And now he has no more challenges.
Advantage. Ferrer. No more challenges for Mr. Dimitrov.
Right into the corner. Applied the pressure, and he gets the service game on the board. Again, tough going for the Spaniard. Saving 2 break points, but he confirms the break second time round. Puts a stop to the run of breaks that we've seen in this opening set. In fact, we've seen 13 break points in total. Ferrer has converted 2 of his 7. Dimitrov just 1 of his 6. That's a better approach. Just the 3rd point. He's 1 on a second serve, Dimitrov. 3 of 10. He's 11 of 22, 50% on the first serve. This is very low statistics. Very low percentages, I should say, from what we've seen from him throughout the tournament. Also something he can turn around.
At 15 and 30.
Oh, Ferrer had to cover so much space in that rally, but always calling the shots was Dimitrov. Soft hand on the drop shot. Knows it's such an important service game, this, the number 7 seed. Well, it's an unforced error on the forehand side. Presents yet another break point for David Ferrer. And if he can convert here, he'll put himself within 1 game and a chance to serve out this opening set. That's a very important save. Just needs to regather here, Dimitrov. Dogged play on the other end, the receiving end from Ferrer. It's a fighting spirit. And that's just back to the basics and smart play, using the top 2 inches this time. 166 kilometers per hour. Look at that. Perfect placement. Nice clean winner. A few times now where it's taken the net, set up nicely for the Spaniard. Break point number 2 for the number 1 seed here in game number 7. And there's another unforced error, a complete and utter miss-hit from the racket of Dimitrov, and he is broken for a 3rd time. Ferrer will now have an opportunity to serve out the opening set. He leads by 5 games to 2. So 44 minutes gone in the grand finale here at the 2013 Stockholm Open, the battle of the veteran and the youngster, you could say. And, well, it's the youngster, the underdog, the world number 28, Grigor Dimitrov, on the back foot well and truly. Has been broken 3 times now, just the 1 hold of service. And it will be David Ferrer with a chance to serve out set number 1 here in game 8. Certainly nothing has been a given at the service line.
15 love.
Ferrer win 11 of 17 first service points, 5 of 12 from the second serve. Dimitrov 13 of 25 from his first serve, 4 of 15 from the second. A wealth of points on the receiving end. Oh, what a return that is. Stand and deliver. Read the serve like a book, Dimitrov.
13-15.
Well, certainly not going to lie down and roll over on the receiving end, Dimitrov. Certainly wants to go down fighting in this opening set. And he's got a chance to do that now. A chance to close the gap.
13-14.
He's converted just 1 of 6 break points so far.
Use.
Well, 2 lackluster single backhand returns. And it brings up a set point now for the world number 3, David Ferrer. It's been up and down display, hasn't it, from Dimitrov? It's almost from one extreme to the other. A sublime winner. And then a lackluster unforced error. That's been the story of this first set.
Advantage. Ferrer.
Now on a second set point, he seals the deal. Unforced error from Grigor Dimitrov, and it is the world number 3. The 31-year-old playing in his 40th ATP final takes out the opening set by 6 games. 1 foot through the door from yet another ATP career title. Welcome back to the centre court at the Kungliga Tennis Tallinn. It is a finals day. The locals certainly enjoying the action. It is a packed house. Capacity 5,000 here on the centre court as Dimitrov makes his way back out onto the centre court. And while the 22-year-old needs to fight back from a set down. He did so yesterday over 𝕽𝖆𝖉𝖔𝖘𝖑𝖆𝖛. He's got a little bit of Bulgarian support in the crowd. who certainly will be looking to get in behind the youngster in this all-important second set. David Ferrer, well, he's one set away from claiming his third title of the year. He's one of 8 players on the ATP to claim 2 titles this year. If he has to finish this one off, he'll join Juan Martín del Potro with 3 titles. Only 3 players have more. Andy Murray with 4, Novak Djokovic with 5, while leading the way, world #1. Rafael Nadal with 10 titles this year.
Second set.
So Dimitrov to get things underway, the youngster who's only held on to serve on 1 occasion in this final so far, and that was all the way back in game #1, where he had to save 4 break points. He's won 5 matches this year. Grigor Dimitrov coming back from a set down. One of those, as mentioned, was yesterday. He's lost 18 matches after losing the opening set. Well, for David Ferrer, he's only lost the 3 matches this year, squandering a 1-set advantage. So it certainly is a tough task ahead for Dimitrov, and he knows his service game needs to work. Let's see a better variation in the service box. And well, he needs to limit these unforced errors. It really hurting him. That's a nice touch, a very nice touch indeed. Now will that get the ball rolling? He just needs to forget about that opening set, start from scratch.
40-30.
An all-important hold of service. It's taken quite some time. In fact, the last time he was able to do so, game 1 of the final. Puts a stop to the run of games from the other end from David Ferrer. And the difference is this time he doesn't have to, well, he didn't have to save a break point.
Up 15.
Oh, he's brought it back in. What a winner that was. 2 early points here on the receiving end.
Up 30.
Does so well, their desperation. So flexible. Oh, he nearly got there. He's quick, but not that quick. The desperation on the face there of Dimitrov. He's just looking to fire that one cross court, and he's missed out. Hasn't been at its brutal best, that single backhand. So hold of service apiece to get things started in the second set. David Ferrer, just the second ever Spaniard to reach the final here at the Stockholm Open. Looking to become the first Spaniard to raise the trophy come the end of the tournament. The only other Spaniard to make it through to the final was Manuel Orantes, all the way back in 1976. Lost out to the Brit, Mark Cox, on that occasion. Well, here in 2013, David Ferrer, one set away. On just his third visit to Stockholm. Been a long time since we've welcomed him to the Swedish capital. The last time, 2006. How well did he do there? The footwork of Ferrer, he got himself round onto the forehand that made that tight angle. That made that acres of space open. The second time in the match he's picked it up off the half volley. Ferrer is so quick to react.
14-13.
Did well cross court there, the Spaniard. You would have seen Dimitrov making the approach into the close quarter range. So it's the second hold of service as Dimitrov digs deep. He's working hard in the second set. So far, so good for the 22-year-old. On service, leads by 2-1. Into this one. Crown Princess Victoria, leaving with Princess Estelle. Dimitrov can certainly take confidence knowing that he has picked up points on a regular basis from Ferrer. He has broken the Spaniard on one occasion already in the final. There's a lot of positives that can be taken. Certainly nothing wrong with that from the Bulgarian. And it was Ferrer in control of that point, and the Spaniard wasn't happy. Beaten all ends up. And just caught in no man's land, really. Needs to show more patience here, the Bulgarian. Seen it a few occasions now, he gets himself in a good position. Then just looks to try and do too much too early. And from love 30, Ferrer fights back to 30 all. So this could be a breakpoint chance for the number 7 seed. We've got a challenge coming from Ferrer. An unsuccessful challenge, so it's another breakpoint chance for Dimitrov. What a tremendous second serve that was. He saw where Dimitrov had positioned himself on the receiving end. He was a gutsy second serve. But his first ace comes from the second serve, and it saves a break point. And all these squandered break points are really hurting Dimitrov. Just 1 of 8 converted now. And he holds on. Saving a break point and squares things up. 2 games all. Javier Piles is happy. Support crew of David Ferrer, I'm sure, are very, very happy. And for Dimitrov, he's doing the hard work. He's getting himself in a position. But just cannot find that killer blow, that killer punch to get the all-important break in the second set.
15 love.
This afternoon looking to become the 8th player this year to pick up a title for a very first time on the ATP is Dimitrov.
Second service.
In vast contrast to last year, where we saw just the single first-time winner on the tour, and that was Martin Klizan in St. Petersburg. So this year we've seen Bernard Tomic win a title in Sydney. We've seen Horacio Zabalos in Vina del Mar, Lucas Rosol in Bucharest, Nicolas Mahut in Sint-Ogenbosch, Carlos Berlock in the southern part of Sweden in Båstad. Fabio Fognini picked up his maiden title in Stuttgart. Jean Souza, the last to do so in Kuala Lumpur. He'd be the second youngest player to pick up a maiden title, Dimitrov, if he can fight back here this afternoon. Nice clean winner from Ferrer. Just too shallow that time from Dimitrov and was there for the taking. He's going to challenge, and again, right in front of me, that was well long of the baseline, but I was wrong first time around. And I'm wrong again. Look at that. A slight little touch on the baseline. Good challenge. And holds on. By far and away his most comfortable service game today for Grigor Dimitrov. Drops just a single point and we remain on service here in the second set. Thomas Johansson and Prince Daniel. What a great job Thomas Johansson's doing as the tournament director here in Stockholm. The players certainly do love coming here each and every year. This, with help, of course, from Jonas Björkman. This year officially was the marketing director. Certainly knows Stockholm well. Grigor Dimitrov was part of the Good to Great Tennis Academy for a while there. Academy run by Mikael Tillström, Magnus Norman and Nicholas Schulte, all former Swedish professional players, of course. Nowadays coached by Roger Rashid, the Australian who's looked after Tsonga, Monfils and former world #1 Leighton Hewitt. That was a motoring. Couldn't find the baseline though. He's always talked about how comfortable he is when he comes to Stockholm. When it comes to Sweden, really, Dimitrov, he loves going to Båstad as well. It's a third showing here at the Stockholm Open. 2 years ago, made it through to the quarter-final stage, lost out to Milos Raonic. Well, on debut in 2009, lost out in the first round to Jarkko Nieminen. So I love service game it is for 𝕽𝖆𝖉𝖔𝖘𝖑𝖆𝖛. Didn't muck around in that service game, the fastest service game we've seen so far in the final. First love service game in the match. We saw a break to love in the 5th game of the first set.
For service.
Oh, what a hard-hitting rally that was. And a rally that goes the way of 𝕽𝖆𝖉𝖔𝖘𝖑𝖆𝖛. Strong forehand cross court, but the striking in total from the pairing was from the top shelf. Delightful winner.
Love 30.
Two important back-to-back points it is for Dimitrov, but a slow start in this service game. Unforced error from Ferrer, who just has a few words to himself. What a touch, a nice, delicate little touch at the net from Dimitrov. Loose return, forehand allowed him to come into the close quarter range. Tit for tat stuff here in the second set. We remain on service. An opening set that went the way of the #1 seed. 1 hour, 17 minutes, 4 games to 3. Dimitrov here in the second set. And certainly a few big weeks of ATP action coming up. Of course, the race to the Emirates ATP London Championships. So a few spots up for grabs. Of course, we will see 𝕽𝖉𝖉𝖔𝖘𝖑𝖆𝖛. He's confirmed his spot. It's just the consistency of the guy, year in, year out. Never really eases off, does he? Been around a long time, 𝕽𝖉𝖉𝖔𝖘𝖆𝖛, turned professional in 2000. Because the Spaniard is playing the 7th final of 2013. 2 titles, Auckland and Buenos Aires. There's been a runner-up on 4 occasions, Acapulco in March, also in March in Miami, the Masters 1000, losing to Andy Murray. So a runner-up in Oeiras in Portugal, losing out to Wawrinka.
Look to bring it back in, just look to place it down the line. And slightly puts it wide.
15-13.
Of course, the biggest of the runner-up events of this year, French Open. Marvellous effort to make it through to the final, David Ferrer, before he came up against Mr. Roland Garros himself, Rafael Nadal, and went down in straight sets, 3-2 and 3. A poor effort on the volley. A couple of unforced errors in a row, in fact, from the Spaniard. And we now have 2 break-point chances for Grigor Dimitrov. We had 1 chance to break in game 4. Couldn't convert for a 5-3 lead, the Bulgarian.
Return finds the tape from the Spaniard, and the number 7 seed, world number 28, gets that all-important break. It finally comes for Grigor Dimitrov, and the break coming in game number 8, and now leads by 5-3, and an opportunity to serve out this second set now. Converting just the second of 9 break points, but that was a big point. Question now is, can he keep his head? Can he keep his composure and serve this one out? Just eased off a little bit here for that. Unforced errors just starting to pile up against the world number 3. But saying that, take nothing away from Dimitrov. Unforced error after unforced error, and it brings up 3 set points. Now for Grigor Dimitrov, the number 7 seed, 1 point away from taking us through to a 3rd set to see who will walk away with this title here in Stockholm. So he gets the point and he gets the set. It does Grigor Dimitrov. The Bulgarian #1 has fought back in the second set, getting the break in game #8, and he serves it out in that 9th game. Wow, what a final this is turning out to be. For the 3rd straight year here at the Stockholm Open, a 3rd set will decide the champion, just like it was last year between Thomas Berdych and 𝕽𝖆𝖉𝖔𝖘𝖑𝖆𝖛, just like it was in 2011 when Monfils defeated Jarkko Nieminen. Well, last year, the board, Dimitrov really lifting his game at the service line in that second set. So we are going to go through to a 3rd set to see who will be crowned victorious here at the 2013 Stockholm Open.
Because men in Canada all have their unique style, right now at Moore's, it's buy one, get one free on almost everything in the store. Because Canada just wouldn't be Canada without you being you. Moore's, tailored for Canada, tailored for you.
Still sore from the tournament?
No, I took some Advil so I can get everything done.
Built us a gazebo?
Built everyone a gazebo.
Хорошая беседка.
Advil provides fast, long-lasting relief from the pain of muscle inflammation so you can get everything done. Advil, take action.
Set apiece. David Ferrer taking out the opening set, 6-2. Dimitrov the second, 6-3. And after 1 hour and 27 minutes, it will be David Ferrer, world #3, to get things started here in this deciding set. Third time this week for Ferrer through to a 3rd set. The 2nd time for Dimitrov, and he fought back from a set down yesterday, the Bulgarian. In a way, he is Mr. Deciding Set, as David Ferrer. 2012, he had the best winning percentage on the tour in deciding sets. He won 94% of his matches that went into a deciding set. Incredible record, 15 victories, just the 1 loss.
14 up.
Well, this year, it's not quite at the same level, but equally as impressive. He's won 17 matches in a deciding set. He's lost the 6 as David Ferrer. Pinpoint placement. Nicely taking the pace off Dimitrov.
14.
For the Bulgarian this year, 8 victories in a deciding set. He's lost the 6 matches. It's not quite the same high percentage. Oh, he was there. He was there and he knew it. So the opening service game going the way of the 31-year-old. Dropping just a single point. Second time these two players have gone into a 3rd set. 2011, the first time they met on the tour at Cincinnati. Dimitrov taking out the first set by 6-4 before Ferrer took out the remaining 2, 6-1, 7-5. Tight 3rd set it was in the round of 32.
15 up.
13-9.
Certainly did perform well at the service line in that second set, Dimitrov. It's 70% of his first serves. He won 15 of 19 points at the first serve and 5 of 8 from the second. And that was a big difference to what we saw in the first set, where he won just 52% of his first service points and 26% from the second. So a massive improvement. And he'll be looking to continue that here in this third set. Perfect start for him. Striking the ball nicely, and the variation as well. Well, we've seen good defensive play from both players. Seen it all in this match. Top class action. Both players never giving up. Desperation from Ferrer to race back, but again the awareness, that ability to put himself in a strong position.
Third kill.
Well, you got to look at that second serve.
40-30.
Down the center of the service box, 144 kilometers per hour. He took the line and just spun away. Putting a tremendous amount of movement on the ball.
Deuce.
determination in that rally. Working hard.
Advantage, Ferrer.
Placing himself a good couple meters behind the baseline was Dimitrov. So 3 games, 3 holds of service here in this third set. Test of that time. It came through David Ferrer. 2-1 he leads.
Ferrer leads 2 games to 1.
Both wings. You can see Ferrer placing very little in the central part of the court. Working the 2 channels nicely. Going back to that same channel. And I was just wrong-footed that time, Ferrer.
13 now.
That's the first point he has dropped at the service line in this third set, Dimitrov. Just got too much on it, on the volley. And the softer hands that time, Dimitrov. Certainly was the right play. He put a deep forehand into the corner. Oh, this is good pressure coming on the receiving end from the Spaniard. And we have our first break point chance in this deciding set. Ferrer, who has converted 3 of 9 break points in the final. That's an outstanding reply. And he's pumped up now, Dimitrov.
Use.
All-important break point saved for the 22-year-old. Job not done yet, though.
Advantage, Dimitrov.
It's just perfect play. Under pressure. 171 kilometers per hour, put it wide in the box. Get Ferrer stretching. Get that loose return. And he holds on, 3 straight points. Wasn't looking pretty at 30-40, but he's turned things around. Had to really dig deep in that one. Dimitrov ties things up. 2 games apiece here in this third set. There's Rashid courtside. And the Aussie will be extremely happy. So a long way to go on this one, though. Continues to hit that first serve on a regular basis. In fact, hitting over 70% of his first serve. And 34 of 53 first service points. So it holds to love. It does the world at number 3. It's his 3rd hold off service in this 3rd set. And well, we lead, or he leads, I should say, by 3 games to 2, but we're on service after 5 games. Well, finals tennis at its best. 1 set, all on service in the 3rd. The battle to see who will be crowned champion at the 2013 Stockholm Open. Tight, tense stuff here in this 3rd set. Delight to watch. Both players in full flight. Now, he had to save a break point in his last service game, Dimitrov, and he does not want to find himself in a similar situation here. Doesn't want a slow start out of the blocks. One lapse in concentration, one loose service game, it could be the difference. Any break, fit out.
For service. 18-30.
It's loose on the forehand side. Nice change of angle from Ferrer. Again, working the lines nicely. Just like the last service game, Dimitrov in trouble, except this time it is 2 break points for David Ferrer. That's a good leap. That is a very good leap. He was tempted to have a go at that one.
30-40.
First, a break point saved. As is the second. How often have we seen that from Dimitrov? Composed under pressure.
Advantage Dimitrov.
Now that's 4 points on the bounce. In the last game, it was 30-40. In this game, it was 15-40, and he saves 2 break points.
3 games on.
Holds on again, does Dimitrov. Well, it's not easy in this third set, but he's getting the job done so far. And, well, for David Ferrer, he's only converted 3 of 12 break points in the match. 0 of 3 in this third set.
Up 15.
Taking the line. The challenge is coming from David Ferrer. A cross-court special from Dimitrov. And it is comfortably taking the line.
30.
This is the best position he's found himself on the receiving end, Dimitrov, in this third set. Question is, can he continue to push on? Unforced there on that single backhand. Well, and again. Pressure is mounting here on the center court. So it is now the youngster, the number 7 seed, with a chance to break. He's going to challenge. He's going to challenge this one, and it could be interesting. Oh, this is what it all comes down to. The call is in, remember. And it is in. Now, break point saved by David Ferrer. He breathes a sigh of relief there, the Spaniard. Composure coming in, because he would have seen Dimitrov was racing in as well, trying to close down the space. There was room down the line that he took with 2 hands this time. Scrambling on that occasion. Not out of the woods yet, the number 1 seed. He's found the net. And it presents a second chance to break for Grigor Dimitrov. And he's handed over on a platter. The world number 3 double faults to give the game to Grigor Dimitrov, who was the first to break in this deciding set. Almost 6.5 minutes that service game. Now, the 22-year-old in a good position. 4-3 he leads, and a chance to extend that in game number from his maiden ATP title. A break of service coming in game number 7, our one and only break in this third set. Ferrer letting his standard slip in that service game. Serve for a 5-3 lead.
And 15.
Can he remain composed here, Dimitrov? This is where the nerves start to sink in. Oh, it's in. It is in, and Ferrer is not too happy about it either. By a hair.
15 Instead, Ferrer's one challenge remaining.
Ace number 2 for Dimitrov. So just explaining what unfolded there, Mohamed Lahiani. The call was out while a noise was made by the baseline official, who corrected himself. And that is why he did correct himself, and it will be a replay of point. Rocket serve, he's serving well on the outside. Right to left, again wide in the box. 203 kilometers per hour. Down the line from Ferrer. Had to look for a way through as Dimitrov came into the net.
14-13.
Rocket that one down the line on the double backhand side. He's held on. He has confirmed that break. And the world number 28 now finds himself one game away from that first WTA title. Came so close earlier this year in Brisbane, falling in the final. Three games to 5. It will be Ferrer serving to keep this final going. Can the Spaniard pull a rabbit out of the hat?
15 up.
Of course, it needs to start at the service line for the world number 3. He's hitting the mark in this service game. And he holds to love. An all-important hold of service. And after 2 hours and 4 minutes, when we return, it will be Grigor Dimitrov, our number 7 seed, the 22-year-old, who have a chance to serve out for a title here in Stockholm. As Dimitrov makes that walk out onto the center court, he will be serving in game number 10. Game number 10, where he has a chance to seal the deal and claim a first title. Good start. This must be a boiling point at the moment for the 22-year-old. Former junior world number 1 who's made huge strides on the big stage in 2013. He's being patient, waiting for the unforced error. 2 points away.
13-9.
He's going to work hard here, Ferrer. He's not going to lie down and roll over for the youngster.
13-15.
Ah, the excitement.
30-15. Odds.
Patience. Combination. Smart play from the Bulgarian. And the young man now finds himself with a match point, a championship point for Grigor Dimitrov.
into the net, and it is game, set, and a championship for Grigor Dimitrov. His first title, first of many, I'm sure, and he's done it in 3 sets, fighting from a set down here this afternoon to defeat the world number 3, 𝕽𝖆𝖉𝖔𝖘𝖑𝖆𝖛. And a huge round of applause, and so it should be. One delighted young man, the 8th player in 2013 to pick up a title for the first time, and he's done it in Stockholm. As he embraces Roger Rashid, his coach, and a popular victory here in Stockholm. And he's had to do it tough. He's had to do it fighting from a set down, dropping the opening set by 2 games to 6. And somehow he dug deep. Played a delightful second set where he took it out 6 games to 3. Rather 1 break difference. That 1 break coming in game 7 of that 3rd set. 6-4, 2 hours and 10 minutes. And Grigor Dimitrov is a 2013 Stockholm Open champion. Commiserations to 𝕽𝖆𝖉𝖔𝖘𝖑𝖆𝖛. Ferrer. Wasn't to be today, unfortunately, for the world's number 3. Playing in his 40th final. Searching for career title number 21. So close, yet so far for the 31-year-old who had a 1-set advantage. Just couldn't quite drive it home. And here it was. This was the match point. A service game where the nerves was at the highest level. He just kept the ball alive. That's all he needed to do. Just waited for that unforced error to come. And it was the forehand that did it. And look at the joy for the 22-year-old. His 33rd victory of the year, and by far one of the biggest. Of course, he did defeat world number 1 earlier this year in Madrid, but that was only in the 2nd round. So as we look at the statistics from that 3rd set, 15 winners in total, and just like every set, it was just so tight. So tight. But the performance at the service line for Dimitrov, winning 70% of his first service points. And he delivered at the crucial stages. We had 𝕽𝖉𝖔𝖘𝖑𝖆𝖛 had 3 chances to break in that 3rd set. 1 chance in game 4, 2 chances in game number 6. Couldn't convert, and it's about taking your opportunities in finals tennis. So almost all set to go now for the prize ceremony. This tremendous 250 event on the ATP World Tour, celebrating its 45th anniversary. As they welcome the dignitaries now out onto the centre court, and to give over the trophy will be Prince Daniel, who is married to the Crown Princess Victoria, and he's the Princess Estelle. Also included in the dignitaries is the tournament director, Thomas Johansson,
Jonas Bjorkman, who was in action earlier today, lost out in the doubles final. And Krista Holt, the CEO of PR Events, who run this tremendous 250 event on the ATP World Tour. What a souvenir it is for that young man. The broken racket of 𝕽𝖆𝖆𝖔𝖘𝖑𝖆𝖛 after he lost that final point. It certainly is a finals tennis at its best. Over 2 hours required. After what has been an outstanding week of tennis, of course, as we come to the concluding stages of the season.
Då har det blivit klart för prisutdelning i 2013 års upplaga av 𝕼𝖆 Stockholm Open. Och som jag sa då, Spanien får vänta på sin första segrare här inne i Kungliga Tennishallen. This year's runners-up from Spain, David Ferrer.
And our runner-up here this afternoon, world number 3, a number 1 seed. Playing in his 40th final, and just wasn't to be today for the Spaniard. Spanish number 2 on the ATP, of course.
Och spanjoren får först check här och
he gets the runners-up check of 50,400 euros. And he will also receive some 150 Emirates ATP ranking points. 5th time this year he is a runner-up on the ATP, just like he was in Acapulco, Miami, Other, and of course at the French Open.
Och den öppna eran i tennisen startade 1968. För första gången så kan vi presentera en bulgarisk vinnare, Grigor Dimitrov.
And our champion. And a big round of applause, and so it should be. For the first time in the history, a Bulgarian player winning the title. As mentioned, the first of many to come, I'm sure. Still just 22 years young, former junior world number 1. Came so close in Brisbane at the start of the year. But it is Stockholm, the venue, for his very, very first title and his 3rd showing at this 250 event. And he receives a check, the winner's check, of 95,700 euros. And 250 Emirates ATP ranking points.
Och så lämpligt nog då så ska prins Daniel överräcka trofén som också heter Swedish Royal Trophy.
It will be Prince Daniel to hand over that monster trophy, the Swedish Royal Trophy, on the face of Grigor Dimitrov. Drawing some great names who have had their names engraved on that trophy. Names such as Arthur Ashe, Stan Smith, Bjorn Borg, John McEnroe, Stefan Edberg, Boris Becker.
Och då tänkte jag låta någon annan prata lite grann också. It's time
recent
for the
times,
runner-up speech.
Roger Federer in 2010. Last year it was Thomas Berdych.
Well, first, congratulations to Grigor. He deserves to win, and he played a very good match, so congratulations. Best of luck for the future. Also, thank you for the support of the people. It's very nice to come back here to Stockholm. It was 4 years ago. I didn't come here, and the atmosphere, it was unbelievable. No? So I enjoy a lot this week. I lost, of course. I am sad now, but thanks a lot for your support. And thank you, the Swedish royal family for coming to see the match. All the sponsors, Ball Kids organization, we have a very good facilities this week, so thanks a lot. And well, of course, my team, my girlfriend Marta and Albert for helping me this week, and I will try to come back next year. I will try to do my best to win next year. So thanks a lot, and see you the next year. And for finally, thank you to Gislet, thanks to Thomas and Jonas for inviting me here. So thanks a lot, and see you next year. Bye.
Well, gracious words from 𝕽𝖆𝖆𝖔𝖘𝖑𝖆𝖛, Mr. Nice Guy. We certainly love to see him back in the Swedish capital once again.
It's your turn.
You want me to? Well, first of all, I'm still a bit overwhelmed, but yeah, a dream came true. David, I mean, it's always tough to play against you. I mean, thank you for the great battle, and I hope you all enjoy. I mean, there's so many people that I want to thank, but I'm going to be pretty brief with that. Definitely first my team. Of course, my coach, Roger, Nina, my agent, all the ball boys, I mean, everyone that make this tournament such a special place. To all of you guys that make this happen, thank you all for coming. What can I say? I'm still a bit overwhelmed, so I'm sorry if I'm a bit lost for words. Definitely a very special tournament for me, and I mean, my first title to come on that event, and in that particular court, it means a lot to me. Always feels home when I come here. Everyone makes such a good effort to feel the players very welcome, and I mean, what can I say? I'm really happy, and yeah, hopefully I'm gonna come back next year.
Vi har fler som vill prata. Vi är många som jobbar med turneringen, men högste chef numera är Thomas Johansson, turneringschef.
First of all, I would like to congratulate David for an amazing match. I think this was one of the best finals I've ever seen live, and it's been an honor to have you in Stockholm. So thank you very much. And to Grigor, big congratulations. You played some amazing tennis, and it's very special that you took your first title here in Stockholm. And I'm quite sure there will be many, many more to come, so big congratulations. Sedan skulle jag vilja tacka prins Daniel, kronprinsessan Victoria och lilla Estelle för att ni ville komma hit idag. Det betyder väldigt mycket för oss. Och sen alla ni som har gjort den här tävlingen så fantastiskt bra. Stort tack till organisationen och alla ni i publiken som har kommit hit och gjort den här tävlingen så fantastiskt. Så hoppas att vi ses nästa år, och tack så jättemycket.
So with that, it brings down the curtain on yet another successful event here. The 𝕽𝖆𝖆𝖔𝖘𝖆𝖛 tennis in the heart of Scandinavia. We started with 28 men in the main draw, representing 17 nations. And while there can only be one winner, and the winner in 2013 as world number 28 for the first time in his career, Grigor Dimitrov. The Bulgarian is the king of the court at the 45th edition of the Stockholm Open, prevailing in today's final over David Ferrer in 3 sets, 2-6, 6-3, 6-4. On behalf of myself and the production staff here in Stockholm, we'd like to thank you for joining us, and we really do hope you've enjoyed your coverage throughout the week. Until next time, I'm Mike Craig, and it's goodbye for now.
Och jag minns vem som vann, det gjorde Stan Smith. Och sen minns jag inte så mycket vilka